Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn. I have two twin flame reads for you. Some really cool messages came in today and some really positive read energy here. It's definitely changing. I can definitely feel the shift. I have more confirmations about things coming up in March and April, so stay tuned. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. I hope you had a great day, or going to have a great day, depending on where you are in the world. So I have two reads. One was last night and one was today. For today, today's February 1st. Welcome to February. All right, this is the main read for the first read. I just wanted to get that clear first. It doesn't want to get really clear. I don't know why. All right, and then here's the full read from last night. Let's see if I can get that still for you to get it all in. Okay, and then the one in front of you, I have the full read. I will tell you the main cards from the SIRIAN STARSEED deck because I forgot to take a quick snapshot of that. But I do want to point out the very first card here is the Lovers, and the very last card here up top of the big cards is the Two of Cups. The middle card is the Page of Swords. Okay. So before I start the first read, I did a meditation yesterday, and I got some very interesting visuals, and my guidance guided me to perhaps some underground tunnel area. It was very specific where I was guided to online, so I want to put it out there just in case someone, the right person, may be listening. So the first thing I saw in my meditation was the bottom of a spaceship, but it was underwater. And it didn't quite look like a submarine. It looked like a spaceship, but it wasn't round. It was more shaped, it was kind of more rectangular but rounded, right? So more kind of like the shape of a whale, it made me think of, with two small protruding things off the sides, but it was very narrow, like a spaceship would be from the side. And then I was seeing it from underneath the water. So I was underneath the ship looking up at the bottom, which was very expansive, but from the side it was very small, like a disc. And then the second thing I saw was like an L-shaped support, as if the L were standing up, and a bunch of wood planks that were like stored in this L-shaped support were all falling down like in an accordion, like wood planks. And the third thing I was seeing was like in the Journey of Love cards, whenever I see what looks like a printing press, like the heart energy of being pressed together through kind of like the birth canal, I was getting that energy. But then when I drew it, I realized it looked like the bottom of a ship hitting a rock sticking up from the bottom. And it was interesting because another message came through today online about the friction between universes that causes the spark. And here's the friction of a bottom of a boat perhaps hitting a rock. But I was getting like the energy of that printing press and then holding the top down against the peak of the rock that it was hitting, like holding pressure on it. And again, that can be the pressure of the coal becoming the diamond as well as the diamond light. The fourth thing I saw was a leopard or cheetah leaf or butterfly. I wasn't sure which, but I was definitely getting the energy of one of those two things. And then I was getting, I felt like I was in the jungle type area, but it doesn't have to be. It was just kind of that energy where all of a sudden a girl's face was looking right at me, scared to death, really big round eyes, and she was terrified. And as soon as she felt like she was getting through to me, somebody came and snatched her away. And then I was getting blues and greens, so I definitely got the land and sea connection, like a port. And then the seventh thing I was getting was like African tribal drums, like I was seeing a drummer or then a female with a big fro zipping up and down the keyboards. But they were like really going fast. Like there was something important about knowing that they were fast. Both the African drummer and the keyboard player were like zipping up and down, like really going fast. So, and then I heard Maribel. So I looked up Maribel, and there's the only thing that came up, and it came up repeatedly, was Maribel Asulang. It's a salon in Tallinn, Estonia, and it's right next to the port of Tallinn's Admiral Basin's pedestrian promenade was right there. And the location of this city is parallel to Stockholm. It's like the strait to Stockholm. And then just north of it, on the other side, is Helsinki, which is definitely a message for me because I worked in research for 25 years. And one of the first things we have to read about is, the Helsinki stuff. So, and then Finland, right? So I looked up that stuff. I found, I didn't know if it was leopard or cheetah. So the first thing I looked up was leopard or cheetah leaves or butterflies. And it led me to the leopard fish, which is also called a leopard leaf fish, which was very interesting. And it's based from the rivers in the Congo, the basin. Again, the basin at Tallinn was called basin, and here in the Congo was called basin. And I also came across an article that had said that they had just made let's see. There was also leopard plant and the leopard plant wasn't related, but the leopard butterfly is sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. So I wasn't sure how this was relating to, the Nordic energies and the countries up there. There's a leaf butterflies, there's a leopard moth, there's a leopard chimera fish, and a leopard shark. So that fish that I looked up is the leaf fish. There's also an atlas moth came up as well. And the leopard Australian tanks designated leopard AS1 based on leopard 1A3 came up as well, which had been in the German army. The leopard tree came up, which is Brazilian, which didn't relate. And then the leopard bush fish, or the bush fish, or spotted leaf fish, which is what they were getting me to, which is a freshwater fish in the Congo River Basin, Middle Africa. On 7/6/2018 at 9/11, Estonia and the Democratic Republic of the Congo established diplomatic relations. Okay, so they just started working with each other in 18. It was initially a Belgian colony from 1908, and I think they freed themselves from Belgium in 60. So then EIG always comes up in my code line for bridge, but I don't ever refer back to the Euro-India Gateway, which is what it references as bridge. And so that was coming up here as well, the Euro-India Gateway, the submarine communication cable system. And then a page came up with from DNAindia.com. It literally is called DNA, and then it said Union Budget 2021. And that was the gateway from MP as in Paul, T as in Tom, F as in Frank, .UNDP as in Paul.org. And then another website came up from the UN, the UN.mfa.ee, which had to do with the UN Security Council, and Estonia and Democratic Republic of Congo were coming up. June 7th, 19, Estonia gained a seat at the UN Security Council. So this is very significant about Estonia, okay? And Tallinn was the city, and that Salon was the specific place I was getting, or the port right next to it. There's definitely something about sex trading, and when I looked up Estonia, there's definitely issues with them being able to control this. They're not, and they do note that most of the girls are taken from Estonia and Russia there, and I guess they go up to Finland. But what I was getting is, there's a waterway right there, so I was getting that port is a major connection, and there may be an underwater spaceship, literally, like an ET ship, that helps the dark energies take these girls to either an underwater tunnel, or the ship is actually where they keep them prisoner to take them to where the people will pay for them. So yeah, if anyone has anything to add about that, or if they know anyone official they can pass that information on to, I would appreciate it. I did try to pass it on to a few people, not sure whether they'll receive it or not. So what else came up today about that? I don't know. I thought there was something else that I needed to add to it, but if it comes up during the read, I'll let you know. So the first read was done last night at 11:25 p.m. The SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck for my first read here for today, was cut and dealt at 11:25, which is Justice and the Knight of Wands. At 11:33, I was clarifying, so the words of flames came up. So again, flames can reference the twin flames, but it can also reference drama and fire, of course. And then ES came up, and I didn't even notice that before, but that would be like Estonia, which I wouldn't even think of because my initials are ES. So I was getting really intense connection when I was doing this too, after I'd gotten those messages from the girl. So I finished clarifying at 11:50, which is Justice and the Ten of Cups, that emotional fulfillment. And the major arcana for this read were Lovers, which was the middle card of the read upright, Starseed, which is like the Fool, Transition, which is the Death card, Chariot, Justice, and Tower. Before the read, because I always pull a few cards before and after the read, before the read, Karma, which is Judgment, and Solar Deity, the Sun, came up. And we had 1 pentacle, 2 wands, 1 cup, and 1 sword. So very, very balanced. And we had 2 wands. That was the heaviest energy. Excuse me, which is all about passion and movement, physical things. We had the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and Queen of Cups here. And the Queen of Swords came up before the read. The numbers in the code line, 22 and 77 were most significant here. 22 is the Fool, 77 is the Sovereign, the Nine of Pentacles. And again, the 2s are about that feminine energy, one-on-one relationships, the masculine and the feminine, and the 77 again being the 7s of otherworldly, going within, the calm before the storm, and the sovereign, being in your sovereignty and connecting to your higher self. The main numbers in the read were 2 and 9, 9 being compassion, endings, the collective consciousness, universal selflessness. And then we had 9, 10, begin again and again and again, reminding you to come back to center. We also had 2, 3, 4, shut the door. And 23, in a lesser sense, the King of Wands, as well as 27, the Ace of Wands. There were no numbers on the code line. The code line was all about creativity and love partnership. And so here were the messages coming from the code line today. Thou see key. And also Saget was coming up, like Bob Saget and that very wholesome family. Thou see key, wise to the nth degree. Division of 2 smallest rings of natural numbers. The saint or path. The Page of Wands to respect co-creation in the merged state. So instead of my usual symbol of the V and then 2 small I's on either side of it as co-creation, that's my symbol for co-creation, I was getting the 1 small I in the middle with 1 V up and 1 V down, which when you put them together, they're not a closed Merkaba, but they do shape the energies of the Merkaba, with a lowercase I in the middle, which is the chakra system for me. So that literally was coming together here as the co-creation within one person, like not needing the other to co-create. To the nth degree, as the energetic exchange being key of the Saget lap dance, right, that wholesome family lap dance, and the 2 of the High Priestess and the feminine being the Sophia and the key to the Pi energy, right, which is the balanced energy within the human embodiment of spirit, or of the human embodiment of love, energy, God, source, creator. But when it's Pi, it's that very balanced energy, but it just doesn't reach outside itself like Phi does. Phi reaches outside of our boundaries, outside of our auric layer. So this is bringing up Pi, though, not Phi. So Sophia being key, perhaps to keep her energy to herself at the moment, as the seeker of drama and translator of contents, as the number 9 or endings and collective consciousness comes up, going within and staying connected that way. Creativity and love partnership come up here again. So translator of contents of creativity and love partnership. So again, you can do this within yourself. You don't need a partner to co-create. You can do it within yourself. To choose, to forgive, to funnel and select, to see the key, wise queen, and clear to the nth degree. To wonder and be giant and saint at the same time. The path of the seeker of flames, a time, a season, the grandmother food, the man and the 9 all came up here, right? So this grandmother is that wise old woman. The food is our nourishment, but so is the man and the 9 of the collective consciousness, right? All pieces of ourself. And here comes up that symbol of the V, lowercase I, and then upside down V, which is the masculine energy. Thou see key, saggeth, divine saint or path, toggling up the page of wands, the high vibration of co-creator, all in one, right? And the page of wands is all about being inspired. And as I was getting those messages last night, I was watching Fatima, which is all about a seer, you know, back in an older time when it wasn't accepted that people would see God or Mary, or when this was someone who was seeing, you know, Mother Mary, or this is the energy that they were talking about in the movie. As I was bringing up the drums from my visions, you know, the movies always parallel all the messages I'm getting. So drums were going on in the square, which is that tribal drumming was going on, as well as all the stuff with Ave Maria, with my mother passing away and sending her an Ave Maria and Hail Mary, full of grace. Her name was Mary Grace. So all this stuff was paralleling for me. And then the co-creation within one person. And this was a little girl, you know, who took on the world. Everyone wanted to tell her to shut up and just tell everyone you lied so they won't harass us anymore. And she refused, right? Because she couldn't concede to a human when she was already knowing she was talking to, you know, Mother Mary or Source or God. And she didn't give up. And this was her, you know, the nun's life of her faith. And never letting someone else tell her she's wrong, no matter what consequences are, how, you know, how many people reject her because, she, you know, that she didn't heal their family or whatever the issue was. And this is including, you know, high priests and popes and all that kind of thing coming to her to try to get her to confess to lying. And she never did, you know, to get out of the discomfort of what she was going through by the outside sources. So again, being in your knowing no matter what. So, and again, so much that Sophia energy, because the movie coming up around Mother Mary there. So it's very much about that purified energy and counting on yourself no matter what. We started this first read with the Page of Pentacles upright at 1255, which is the Hangman, and the 55 of the Ace of Swords. Beneath that was Karma reversed, 3 of Pentacles upright, Queen of Swords reversed, the Sun reversed, and the Ace of Cups upright. The Page of Pentacles upright student, or an opportunity after deliberation of co-creation. The Queen of Swords reversed, drained, in need of sun. We've had a lot of snow the past 2 days, so I definitely am in need of some sun. The Queen of Swords reversed, drained, in need of sun, offering love to the Page of Pentacles, or perhaps their own curiosity about their abilities. The Queen of Wands listening to another's path, and the Knight of Cups upright offering love to the Chariot, the vehicle of ascension, or Cancer energy here. The King of Wands upright withholding, magnetizing instability of the King of Swords reversed, boldly moving, perhaps bowling over the Knight of Wands reversed, who may be falling short of the Empress and the world with the High Priestess. Powerful women all around the world at 117, the Magician and the Star. And that's coming up as the women, the feminine energy of the Mary. The Empress seen as nuts because the bull and the lion are unable to access their club. The High Priestess with secrets, or Viking princess with hook in her third eye. Perhaps the Viking princess with is very religious. And her mother may be nearby with her heart always on display. The sealed divine feminine leaves her heart out of it because for all to see, in flowing green and natural and hair blowing in the wind, a light radiating, there is nothing to display. Thoth versus Christ, science versus faith, logic and heart, the dance that we play. The mother, good daughter, and their hostage who is free. No matter what they do, they are unable to get to her. The lion and the bull, the lying and the BS, the Page of Pentacles curious about their abilities, the Knight of Wands reversed player without follow-through, out in the cold, stuck in their head without peace, while the Knight of Pentacles upright moves forward offering help. Rafters flooding or dock broken, limping and injured, cold with each other. Stick in the mud or horse's hoof got stuck, needing shoes, but that's not natural. Finances and career come up here, and engagement for the twins. That's the underlying energy here. The Emperor upright, dazed and confused, with the Knight of Wands failing to rescue, dependent, no longer obsessing over healing and forgiving third-party frustration, no arousal, unable to conceive or conceptualize or understand, no longer obsessing over three-way passion. Now two women on the glass ceiling, and not burning the past, one healing with her heart in her hand, and the other dependent and fixing her hair. He unable to choose, but already has, not himself. Communication comes up as 33, the Christ vibration, the Seven of Wands, and beneath that the music of the 32 of the journey. Slow motion, slow going, listening to the sound of music. Do you hear it? The Ten of Swords reversed bliss of a tower event, an epiphany, not sleeping and rising or awakening to a message. The Page of Swords, two Atlas, setting off fireworks with lover in separation, lovers in the waters with dolphins and memories of Lemuria and Atlantis and the deer and the headlights, of three swords he has placed in them by running. Lovers setting off fireworks, a message of bliss, separation, heartbreak, and disappointment of the Page of Pentacles, curious about secret abilities at 144, and the Knight of Pentacles moving on to help with creative and sexual blocks through communication in slow motion at 145, which is the Magician and the Five of Cups, the grieving, loss, regret, shame, guilt, the past, the needing to get over it. The Juggler of Rainbows under the radar, and the full moon taming the beast of the Page of Wands reverse frustrations in need of sunshine, but the messenger of truth holding their tongue until the Knight of Pentacles is able and ready to render her powerless. In the recent past is the Starseed reversed, with no big downloads or bombs dropped, healing, forgiving the Queen of Pentacles upright and the King of Pentacles upright, unable to get aroused with Leo Empress or with animals around, and Mother, with lovers upright, satisfied, getting their wish. The Queen of Cups is upright, healing and forgiving, while two hearts are still broken. The foundation here, at the root of the matter, is the Queen of Cups, her connection of a higher love, running away from the Queen of Swords reversed, suddenly feeling the love, blowing crown, their cover, mind, or an epiphany, or the Queen of Swords reversed kicked everyone out, calling them a cheater. The Queen of Cups connecting with patient angel or Sagittarius in a higher love. The divine lovers, the sealed divine feminine in the 5D world, coming together at work to end pain and suffering, or in a painful ending, on the lovers on a journey of good news. The challenge being the Page of Wands reversed, removing their mask and dousing the flame, defensive, guarding their truth from the past. After death or near-death experience, sharing or settling out, to move and prepare, awaken to end the battle of suffering and silence without the twin and or their children. At night, lovers, the Queen of Swords reversed, pissed about chair sex or sleazy sex, or reaping rewards of another, or no longer flirting, or no more casual sex, or battle of the sexes and the exes, with patient angel at the workplace with justice, judge, Libra, and a happy ending. The rainbow bridge and reaping rewards of the Queen of Pentacles, constant gardener, collecting another. Now is the Nine of Swords nightmare of holding the tongue with the family, with an emotional cycle ending. Unable to escape the Chinese torture test, the anticipation, and that comes from Rocky Horror Picture Show, the anticipation of the announcement, the wake-up call, dumping emotional attachments and multiple loads in separation, uncomfortable energies with Aquarius or dreams, hiding in the woods and unable to find a way out. Which was so interesting that that came up, because my father, when he was a little boy, got lost in the woods with his dog, and it took him, he's only 5 years old, and it took him like 6 hours to find his way home. So, and then he got a beating. He was staying with people in the country during the war, and of course he's going to get beating because they were so upset that he was lost. And then he gets beaten for being lost. Poor 5-year-old. So foolish behavior and not putting it out there for big love at work. Cancer lovers powerless in the 5D, surrendering past with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. Release of the Page of Cups reversed. Grieving loss, regret, and a nightmare of chains and cuffs. Awake and no longer inspecting. The vulnerable child, choking on their words, or poor choices, or embarrassment, and in need of sunshine. And juggling, moody Sagittarius with attitude. The Page of Swords reversed with a mouth, and manifesting big in a heated exchange, embarrassing self in front of the King of Swords reversed, Justice, Judge, or Libra at 211, which is the High Priestess, and Justice. Soon for the twins, with no transition, standing up and withholding, or standing up for self, to third party, to social distancing, to bad influences and or partners, moving or visiting and saving. And I was getting major connections yesterday, intense. I always get them every day, but they really have vamped up. It's like back to the beginning of my journey when they were really intense. The Page of Pentacles, satisfied, letting go to repair, fix, or make amends, with the bird taking off to the stars, offering big love, or star child with a lot of love to give. The Page of Pentacles, getting their wish and dreams come true, planting seeds in the Holy Grail, or artificial insemination. The twin flames are chariots of fire, dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, or confessing to deliver good news. Back in the saddle, leading the way, reaping rewards of the High Priestess and the Hierophant, working to align with the Page of Wands reversed and the King of Wands upright. The nun and the priest, working with the shaman and frustrated child without responsibilities. Playfulness, retreat, romantic feelings, past life relationships, and attraction all come up for the twins. Around the twins, or how they might be seen, is divine justice. Synchronicities and options of love offered, or orchestrated by God, not giving you all the pieces to teach you faith and patience, needing clarity and the Hermit shedding some light for you, but not giving you all the pieces. The block here is the Tower upright, of fires and lightning everywhere, starting over in love after the field has been cleared. The King of Cups upright faces the man in the mirror. The regret, the guilt, and shame. Love partnership comes up, but even more so is creativity and patience and personal growth. Withholding from third-party reunion. The twin flame temptation waving to give clarity. And the divine feminine in the E-Tower coming down, manifesting a heated exchange for foolish King of Swords, lacking faith and justice in self. Starting up, standing up, rising from the ashes. The divine feminine no longer an island to herself, with clarity now, but off balance sometimes, as going down to the basement. The divine masculine grounding the 5D down to Gaia and pulling the Queen of Cups upright too, clearing the field for her. The Emperor now on top. All right, so read number 2. And this was done today. Today's February 1st, which you have the 1 of the Magician, and the day adds up to the 8 of the Strength card. So we have the Magician with it, with his powers, full strength. And the Magician was upright yesterday, but today he's not. He's reversed. And so are all the aces. The aces were all upright yesterday with the Magician upright. And then today the Magician's reversed, and the only ace that's upright in this read was, or was there 2? The Ace of Pentacles is upright, and I thought the Ace of Cups was upright too. It'll come up in the read. But yeah, but it wasn't like yesterday where all 4 aces were upright. So in this read, I cut the deck at 11, 19. 11 is justice and 19 is the sun. And then at 11:55, which is Justice and the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, the Truth, the Wheel of Fortune came up, but it was covered and it just said the Wheel. And as long as I've had this deck, I never noticed that the W in the wheel is literally a W with a V in the middle, which literally is what happens when I put the upside down V and the right side up V and then the upside down V with the lowercase I together was exactly what I had done. I'd put them together and it shaped the same thing that this W is in. You know, it's like a diamond in the middle. So this W is coming up as very significant. It also looks like two W's crossing over each other and holding hands. But they're interwoven. And the W is wheel. So it's that W of the creation within oneself. And then the heel. And that's interesting because the horse's hoof came up as well. And the heel of a shoe is like the horse's hoof, the horseshoe. So I finished clarifying at 12:10 here. 12 is the Hangman, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. And we do have the Wheel of Fortune was at the end of this read. Since I didn't show you the basic card, I want to point out the cards to you. All right, so we have the card right here is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so that's what would normally be the last card in the Celtic read. Mine is not a Celtic read; it's a variation of that. So we have the Strength card, the Reason, which is the Emperor, and the Wheel. Before the read was the Lovers upright, and then Transition, also the Death card, but that was reversed. And then we had 3 Wands, 2 Swords, and 3 Cups. There were no Pentacles in this read. And Pentacles is not just money, but about, the things of day-to-day life, more practical side of life. We have the Page of Swords and the King of Wands. And then before the read, the Page of Pentacles came up. After the read, the Knight of Pentacles came up. The code line and the numbers, we had 66 was the most significant number here, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and that'll come up again later, which was significant. And the sequence, 3, 4, 5, 6, pick up sticks, and then the number 9, again, of the collective consciousness, endings, compassion, and universal selflessness. The code line was all about 69, coming from the number 6, 56, 3 and 4, which is the Emperor and the Empress, the Lovers, and the 56 of the being in your knowing and keeping your energy to yourself. We had 323, which is the 3 of the Empress and the 23 of the King of Wands, or the 32 of the Journey, and again the Empress. 66 of that Queen of Pentacles, and what else came up? 1, 2, 3 jump. At the end, that's what came up, was the 1, 2, 3 jump. So I'm just getting, when all is said and done, 1, 2, 3 jump. So the code line was all about completion and happy ending, but completion was split up to comp and letion, which I'll get into in a minute. Oh, that's funny because I put it in wrong, but I guess that's the way it was supposed to go in. So happy ending came up the way it was supposed to. And then the code line here was Sophia again, and the Lovers, her own inner lover as the 6. But then the Sophia 9 and Sophia 7 came up, which references Sophia being wise and Sophia being the key of knowing I am that I am. The Empress of the blind orphaned, or fan, right? Someone with lots of fans. The Empress of the blind orphaned, Emperor support, or the abundant Empress of thoughts and words for support. Northeast, or checking E off your list. So I was getting all these weird codes of S's, S6, S9, S7, and then 5 came up, which was the change or the pivot, and then S9 came up again. And the thing that came up mostly online was Samsung 9, the new phone for Samsung. And Samsung is South Korea. It's not Japan or China, but it's South Korea. And that was significant. It was like saying that to pivot to the Samsung 9. You can check that out for yourself, but that's the energy that was coming up here. I light the storm, right? The all of these energies of the Samsung phone. I light the storm for support on direction. And then NE came up, or northeast, which for me is divine feminine, north and east. And of course that comes up as a nor'easter, which references Easter. The Christ or Easter, the golden egg. All right, so all of these energies start coming up and now confirming some things that I'd gotten before. So those of you who have been watching me for a couple of years, there was a time when the time period of 4/4 to 5/5 was coming up, a year and a month, which is coming up as 11/11, 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, 1 hour, 4/4 to 5/5. And it came up as the honeymoon period for the twins, only it was coming up before the Olympics. The problem with that prediction was the Olympics didn't happen, and this energy was associated with the Olympics happening that summer, and it didn't. So now the 4/4 and 4/5 are coming up again, which makes total sense because Easter falls on 4/4 this year, and which starts the honeymoon period. Okay, so there's more confirmation that March is supposed to clear everything out. All right, so again, 4/4 to 5/5 is a honeymoon period. That's just a message I got, I think, 2 years ago, or at least a year ago. I can't remember exactly when I told it, but and the golden egg came up a couple other times. So here's the Christ or Easter, the golden eggs, and that may reference the Olympics as well. The honeymoon period of the 4/4 to 5/5 starts here, the honeymoon, and the Olympics are coming. The golden eggs are hatched. Then I was talking to my son about this period in 2020 being the pivot or shift, the 0 point year to clear the field, the turn key, not a quarter turn like I always say, which will just land the square on the other square, but an eighth of the turn in the dance to the alternate universe. This was at 12:33 to 36, which is the Christ vibration, and the 36 is the Atlas vibration of the weight of the world upon their shoulders, which Christ did the same thing. All right, so we have the S6789 of the Samsung came up online, and then the S9 of the pivot, being from South Korea, so that may be coming up right now. Lee Byung-chul is the founder, 1969. Sorry if I messed up your name. And then I looked up 5522 and 4421 to see if there were any significance about those. And of course, Easter was coming up on 4421, which I wasn't aware of. But when I entered 552022, the online, it automatically calculated 5 divided by 5 divided by 2022. So it came up 0.000494559841741, if that means anything to anyone. So Easter's 4/4, and then May 5th, 2022 is coming up on a Thursday in Taurus, which is Emerald, and Lily was coming up. And a very auspicious woo-woo day, 5/5, which is really funny. Yi Si month, Ren Yin tiger year, and the lunar date would have been April 5th, 2022, of that day, 5/5. Under 4421, and this is from yourchineseastrology.com, 4/4/2021 is auspicious, but not for weddings or grand openings. The lunar date for 4/4 is 2/23/21, and it's a Ren Wu day. Sin Mao month, Sin Chao, ox year, which I was born in the year of the ox, so this is actually my year, and I didn't know that. And ox is also coming up as hugs and kisses year. And we're going, I don't know what the exact changeover this year is, but we're right at that time usually when the Chinese New Year starts. And we're going to the year of the ox. Next year will be the tiger. So 5/5/2021, in Northern Ireland, they hold an election to Northern Ireland Assembly, which has to happen no later than that date, 5/5/22, in the UK. So going back to Sophia and the code line, Sophia lovers of the throne and the palace, the Hierophant lovers of the I am that I am, the separation for polarization, to check the E off the list and become us, take a bite or a sting out of it, to house or eat, like as a pole for snow, right? The North and South poles may be coming up with the snow. And then SS9 was coming up. So I looked up SS9 and it was taking me into the UK, which is a location in the UK. Mortal Kombat was coming up, Soviet missile, China railways, and US Navy submarine. Okay, so all this energy around the underground issues that are going on with sex trafficking. Okay, so that could be these specific to these things: Mortal Kombat, the Soviet missile, China railways, and US Navy submarine. SS9 is a location in the UK on the water. Postcode is SS9. And then 5SS was also coming up because 5 came up in the code line. This was from ukpostcodecheck.com. It comes under the district of the South End on Sea and the ward of St. Lawrence constituency. The South End West and the longitude and latitude were really interesting because the latitude was 51.568082, which is really close to the 5151. 51 is the king of, that's the angle of the pyramids. 51 is the king of swords, and the longitude is 0.66, which is the queen of pentacles. 0.664579. So that was the longitude and latitude of this location in England. So the grid reference for this postcode is T as in Tom, Q, 847888, and the district is EO 600033, and 33 is written as 33/6, which is Essex County. So SS was the area, SS9 is the district, the 5 is the postal sector, and then the 5SS was the unit, which was really not significant. So SS9, St. Lawrence 5, Lovers Orion, Star Blast. And Orion can be broken down to as or connection. So SS9, St. Lawrence 5, or expansion and freedom and change. Lovers Orion Star Blast. Light in the storm for support to become house, human, the things that a human needs, the house, food, water, or for pole or polarization in the snow regarding the polar shifts and the North and South Pole. 6I was also coming up, and when I looked that up online, I got 600 ibuprofen comes up as abbreviation for that. The Android smartphone, the Realme 6i, and 6i also came up as a skin lightening agent, and 6i being the complex number. 6i divided by 4 plus 3i was coming up equals 0.72 plus 0.96i, using the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance. And Pythagorean theorem is the basis for my numerology book, The Divine Triangle. The sides of the two sides of the triangle equaling the side of the hypotenuse, but literally drawing the squares out from the triangle. So the Orion Star Blast also came up under 6i in telescope reflector, telescope review. That was American telescope. American Eclipse USA.com was the Orion Star Blast 6i in telescope reflector telescope. Comprehensive, treeless swamp, composition to read, and complementary bed, or in other words, a happy ending here. We start this read with the Six of Wands upright. Beneath it, the Lovers upright, the Page of Pentacles upright, and the Transition card reversed. Journey after the Lovers with an opportunity after death or in a near-death experience, or perhaps in the never-ending story. Lovers curious about their abilities in the never-ending story. Journey. Home, union, offering a new life, stuck in head without peace with Aquarius reversed and Scorpio reversed, or deliberations after death, or just dead tired. Celebration or reunion and satisfaction with synchronicities, choices, heaven in their eyes. The Queen of Cups reversed now with broken-hearted and receiving good news ahead of time or ahead of schedule. Of the horny devil or Capricorn falling onto the journey or willing to make a fool of self, offering his crown, as the King of Cups reversed is humbling himself to offer love or propose, or the King of Cups reversed sends the Knight of Cups on the journey for him. The Knight of Cups is surrounded by the Devil upright and the King of Cups reversed. codependencies and addictions, and emotionally unavailable or physically unavailable men. One specific with blue and gold cord. On green platform no more, tied to ball and chain of the, and then tied to the ball and chain of the devil made me do it. Right, that excuse. The 242 is the High Priestess and the Two of Cups. So the World reversed and the High Priestess upright, or Pisces and another Pisces or a Virgo, without peace, coming together, finding self-satisfaction, getting their wish of perhaps home shopping, having options, or synchronicities. But the Queen of Cups reversed is separated from the journeyman, coming in leading the way, after he was lacking faith as the horny devil with mark on his head. The King of Cups reversed, sending the Knight of Cups upright forward, and the Emperor out looking to see who's there. The Knight of Pentacles delivery from the King of Cups reversed, delayed or refusing to deal with them in person. Argumentative or heated exchange, as the Knight of Pentacles with big balls, humble loyal servant, the King of Cups reversed, hiding behind blue and gold curtains, rabbit ears sticking out on top, or curtain track out of alignment. And remember, that's the S-pand and the contract of the Christ on tract, the tract of the curtain. So here is the curtain tract out of alignment. That's the masculine energy of the Christ. Soulmate. The soulmate of the finances and career is beneath that. Of return to sender. The King of Cups reversed perhaps refused the Emperor's package. The Page of Pentacles is hurting themselves to be perfect, or drank too much, OD'd, or older man got her drunk. The Queen of Cups reversed and the man with two lovers, and big love at work putting it out there. Or lover or Gemini dealing with two difficult children, while a big love at work testing the merchandise while Bunny and Dove are watching. Red boots flashing her butt. This is how you do it. That was coming up with that. Teaching innocents how to catch a man. Or he did nothing wrong, that kids were present there watching. Or just sharing his love for his work with kids or employees, or man with two women and another two sets of legs by the rose bushes, or waiting in line. Gemini upright, Scorpio reversed, Aquarius reversed, Aries both upright and reversed, Capricorn upright here. The Page of Pentacles is upright and the Queen of Cups is reversed. Him and his girls brewing something up by the logs, making out, flash in the pan, exposing butts or seeing customers outside, with two billy goats off to the side or back by the wall. Flame in left hand and right hand touching butt, third and fourth finger together, forming the letters M and M. Individuality comes up here with the number 11 and justice, beneath it personal growth, the number 7 of the Chariot. And then we have the Chariot in a bold move, with blacked out windows, in disconnect or at a distance, in energetic exchange but in separation, and heartbreak. Lovers weak, needing strength and courage for the Queen of Pentacles upright, or Cancer at a distance but in energetic exchange and arrows of love, heartbroken lover weak or weakened by the Queen of Pentacles royal and yet educated at the same time, Peacock. Or trading in Leo reversed or ego reversed or the pet reversed for twin Queen of Pentacles, or exchanging cat for dolphin twins. Cancer upright, Gemini upright, and Leo reversed. Lovers all over this underlying energy, with the Queen of Pentacles on the journey with the Knight of Cups facing delays, with putting it out there or in a heated exchange between the Knight of Cups upright and the journeyman. And all about individuality and justice here at 312, the Empress and the Hangman. So before everything in the underlying energy, we had the energy of self-satisfaction, getting your wish, with the Magician upright, manifesting without sleep and rising above, or awakening after the Tower came in, with sudden events, an epiphany or orgasm, or resisting sudden changes, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dysfunction or loss. or the magician is levitating above the mess of the tower that fell, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or legacy, dysfunction or loss, or their misuse of money or funds. Now, after the read, the summary in front of you. So these cards over here are the underlying energy before anything else. These cards come out after all the cards that laid out on the table from that deck. So this is kind of going forward here. So this going forward part here is in a heated exchange, delays, arguing about ending pain or a painful ending or betrayal, back pain and associated treatments, with the Queen of Wands dumping a load, a burden, or responsibilities, and or hurting themselves or confessing and surrendering to rejection, or the Page of Cups reversed, so that the Six of Cups, to upright children or innocents, can now love each other. Defenseless to energies, as the Queen of Swords reversed, may lack tools, or is insecure or being manipulative and keeping cards close to their chest. In a split, a divide, a lie, or BS, after sudden events and released from prison or fears, the Knight of Pentacles offers help to the sovereign or proposes, or siblings are talking about finances at night being strong, or Cancer in Leo. And the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated and tired, without sunshine, and the Knight of Swords holding their tongue, or the Emperor lashing out, and the Page of Wands reversed, tired of it. The Emperor sharing or settling out, grieving loss, regret, or the past, with over-isolation, going crazy, or now coming out, now letting go of their Scrooginess, perhaps. Gemini reversed, Virgo reversed, Aries both upright and reversed, which can be two separate people. Scorpio reversed, Cancer upright, and Leo upright and reversed as well here. In the recent past here is the reason, the Emperor's logic. The King of Wands resisting sudden changes and separation, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, healing or dreaming at night, and lovers on the journey to receive big love from temptation, or Capricorn waving post-war or epidemic, PTSD. Outpouring of love with lovers or of affection, feeling guilt or shame, and the King of Pentacles not sleeping, or awakening to the Emperor and the King of Wands, or the King of Pentacles is the Emperor. The foundation here is strength of the white tiger through the ring of fire. And this is not the first time ring came up here. It's like the third time between yesterday and today. So strength and the white tiger going through the ring of fire. And then that was being relayed to the ox, to the tiger. This year we're in the year of the ox, the ring, and the tiger is the fire. Okay. And remember, it's a white tiger. It's a Bengal tiger. And Bengal will refer more to a bracelet than a ring. Okay, so it's like expanding the ring of fire. We start with the ox with the ring and expand to the tiger of the bracelet ring. And the tiger is, the Bengal tiger is a very rare tiger. So this is showing you how rare this year is. And who uses that story? There's a story where they use the energy of the rabbit or the rat. They'll jump on the ox to take a ride. Instead of doing the work themselves, they'll catch a ride on the ox and let them do all the work. So this is the year of the ox. I think it's the rat, because the rat's the year before the ox. So there's that energy of the ox may be able to take, that I can take you there just like a prayer. Okay, so Madonna's coming up right there. But again, the ox, right, because they can carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. That's what they're made for. So it's like them carrying you through to the tiger energy, which is then expanding the ring of fire. The ringer ox and the fighter tiger. In ring for the fight, in chariots of fire. And again, that's referencing the Olympics. Dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, confession and the world reversed, or to the divine feminine in the 5D world, or Leo upright and Pisces reversed, rising above, not sleeping, or awakening in recovering from an illness. The central energy at the heart of the matter is the Page of Swords upright with a message, or a child spreading the word, perhaps stepping up to the plate to take a swing, with the Queen of Swords reversed, lover, or Gemini unable to understand the journey or the journeyman, and their sovereignty, or the sovereign, receiving big love and a message from the devil post-war, and insecure patient angel, or without tools for a higher love, receiving a runaway perhaps from the King of Swords upright at 341, which is the Empress and the Ace of Cups. Gemini upright, Capricorn upright, Gemini reversed and Virgo reversed, Sagittarius upright and Aquarius upright here. Perhaps the Page of Swords is Aquarius and the Queen of Swords reversed is Gemini and the Sovereign is Capricorn. Perhaps Gemini reversed and Sag upright are receiving information from or on the King of Swords, or a runner is running between Sagittarius patient angel and the King of Swords upright, attached, and he's attached to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, reaping rewards on a quest to choose their path. The challenge being the Three of Swords, heartbreak, separation, disappointment, or surgery, or storm, reaping rewards and daydreaming, the constant gardener, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, grounding and integrating offers, with the Ten of Cups, happy family, and or the end to an emotional cycle, the King of Pentacles upright, walking away from the past, surrendering to the Queen of Wands, looking at him, and he being a little snobbish, keeping to himself and kind of looking the other way, deliberating bad decisions or holding back an announcement, the Devil castrated by the patient angel, coming together at work, receiving a beating in the awakening process, destined to expand and dance. In disconnect, I was just getting disco though, disco dance, to expand and dance in disconnect or at a distance, after death or in a near-death experience, and injustice of the Scorpio and Libra both reversed, and Aquarius reversed, Capricorn upright and reversed, and then Sag and Libra both upright here. Now crowning is at 352, which is the Empress and the Queen of Swords, and she's reversed here. Now is the Nine of Cups upright, right? The Get Your Wish card, self-satisfaction, the injustice of self-satisfaction and getting your wish or their wish, or the Libra reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed and Emperor reversed in a breakup due to the Queen of Pentacles upright. The Queen of Wands reversed letting go to release hostage or releasing her own anxieties or fears, and Capricorn upright and reversed, castrated by no sleep, with 6 rays of light shining down upon them. Awakened to the King of Swords with girl on the side, heartbroken and obsessing over cutting cords and hairs, the Page of Cups reversed, rejected, knowing and keeping to themselves, at the workplace performing and juggling, as the Hermit reversed or Virgo reversed, and Leo upright or pets or kids, and the Empress or Taurus with the Knight of Wands upright, reaping rewards of rescue efforts, rushing into the fire with conflict or sex to get through to the Knight of Cups to do the avoid dance. The Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups tango here with the High Priestess or secret 6 of Cups, twins, defenseless to energies and walking away and within, Capricorn reversed, Virgo reversed, Leo upright, Taurus upright, and Pisces upright here. Soon for the twins is the 4 of Cups upright, seeing themselves, that's the energy coming up, being an island unto yourself, in the split or divide, the lies, guilt, and shame, and the Hierophant or Taurus working to align, share, and settle out, with the Knight of Wands rushing in post-war from the past, with the 10 of Cups, Hierophant family or Taurus's family, or happy ending between Taurus and Sagittarius air. Twin flames are the 5 of Wands, on a quest to end the nightmare and frustration, the lack of inspiration, destined to end the pain in a painful ending and or betrayal, with the Queen of Cups reversed, awakened and drained and in need of sunshine, or the Queen of Cups with Libra in their chart, as well as Capricorn or Leo in their chart, or Libra upright in pain with the Page of Wands reversed Leo in their chart, or this could be a child who's sick or drained. Or all of them are just fighting, competing, and playing games with each other. Playfulness, you deserve love at 404, which can be the Emperor and the Page of Cups. The polarities here. You deserve love, and then very soon, and trust. You're being called to have faith. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is that 6 of Cups upright, the inner and outer children loving each other. The innocent love, willing to fall for the other, or embarrass self for union. You know, if you think about a little kid, they don't care how they look when they show you how much they like you. They'll just run up to you and hug you because they love you so much. And then, you know, the mean kids say, get off of me, right? They're very open to how they feel. So That's the energy that was coming up here. The willingness to fall for the other or embarrass self for union, joy, as the chariot boldly moves the distance. At 4:07, the sweet spot, 4 to 7, the Emperor and the Chariot. Go in the distance. Go in for speed. She's all alone in her time of need, right? So that's coming up from Cake. Going the distance, going for speed. But when I went to write going for speed, I wrote sleep. So somebody's really tired. Going the distance, going for sleep or speed. She's all alone in her time of need. Aries reversed and Cancer upright here. And the block here is the King of Wands shaman, exploring every inch while chaos goes on all around them. And I was getting Mr. Magoo, you know, he's driving along and everything's going crazy all around him, but he's totally unaffected. Or the King of Wands with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Swords reversed, which can be kids, or with an opportunity or invitation, but holding back about it. Happy ending and completion comes up with the Star or Dream Girl getting wish or getting the girl. Or Aquarius upright and Libra reversed, both getting their wish apart from each other. Destiny of learning to tango, two-step, in disconnect or distance. Being dead tired or near death, or injustice with no truth or balance. Destined synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, and the Knight of Cups offering love and being love, as Libra is closing the distance gap and going the distance without Aquarius or Scorpio both reversed, or another Libra reversed, or a bad judge. The Knight of Wands is about to step it up to the Knight of Cups into a new timeline, a shift, or a pivot. Remember, only an eighth of a turn. Now you hear? There's a split, a dividing up, lies, and then need for more information, the truth, and defenselessness to the energies, as the Knight of Pentacles proposes to disconnect or go the distance to the dream family, the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or legacy. The Knight of Wands transforming to the Knight of Pentacles, perhaps, along with the Knight of Cups, or the Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups come together, and the Knight of Pentacles officiates. Third party, witness, mediator, or proposing help, or proposing to wait until the Knight of Swords reversed, the only knight that was reversed, gets their act together. Or someone's getting two offers at once, destined split to propose at a distance and close the gap, or one must decipher, will the real divine masculine please stand up at 4:20, which is the Emperor and the 20 of Judgment. And that can go the other way too. Will the real divine feminine please stand up? The journey of the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles or Page of Pentacles, inspecting before transition, perhaps Scorpio in chart or Gemini upright. With logic to the Queen of Pentacles, or an opportunity of the Emperor or Aries and the Queen of Pentacles, a strong Page of Swords or message, or Leo or ego message, or the Page of Swords is getting their wish of self-satisfaction, challenged by separation and disappointment, on a quest to be a star, or alone with Orion, or connection. The Six of Cups upright, loving kids, or soulmates or twins, fighting, but not, this definitely for the kids here. The Six of Cups may be loving kids, but they're actually fighting, but not in front of the King of Wands shaman. Or Leo is always fighting with the kids, and the King of Wands shaman or Sag is destined, or Libra, to split and propose, not seeing eye to eye with partner, and the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or closing the distance gap to be the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy at 4:27, which is the Emperor and the Ace of Wands. Lovers' journey of messages about self-love and expanding to their destinies of loving each other, grounded and practical and abundant overall at 4:28, which is the Emperor and the twins, the Two of Wands. Yeah, so when I saw that ship bottom scraping the rock in the beginning, that psychic message I got, I was then watching Sam the Illusionist, their video, and it was from Quo from today, 2/121, and he was talking about the membranes of the different universes. When they hit each other, they spark, and that was the same energy I was getting at this ship bottom rubbing together with this rock. Okay, so I'm going to pull This is from the energy deck. For everybody watching, it's 8:01 on the clock, and here it's 1:04:46 it was. 1 is the Magician, 4 is the Emperor, and the 46 is the Children in the Garden. And then the 6, the 8:01, just to 8:02, which is the strength of the dance of the Magician and the High Priestess. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know and what do we need to learn? And know that the 9 of Cups, get your wish card, is there, and the Destiny upright is here. They're both upright, really positive energy. Okay? And we have the Knight of Pentacles there proposing something too, with the 2 of Cups reversed at the end. But the 2 of Cups reversed for me can either be a breakup or not seeing eye to eye, or it's somebody at a distance that you can't see them face to face, which was coming up both ways there. So for everybody watching, and best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know and learn for the twins? What's our takeaway from these reads? And let's clear all blocks to positive energy flow and all chakra layers, auric layers, grounding and galactic cords across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all is concerned, and fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what's our takeaway from this read, please? All right. The man holding a coin, he came up yesterday upright too. And the 3 of Cups is upright today. All right, so this is a masculine getting, their stuff together. 43 is joy, union, coming together. We then have caring connections. 14 of the angels, and that was upright in this read. All right, so the caring connections of the man holding the coin come together in joy. And then the broken heart, the number 9 is the Hermit, which is reversed. So this is reversing that, right? Had to expand the heart and break it and heal, which has now happened. And the patience, which can be a person who is a patient or someone, which is all of us, had to learn patience on this journey, patience and faith, right? Trust in yourself. And here again is that unhappy, teen or 20s girl who's had her liberties taken away from them, and she needs to learn patience. That patience isn't waiting a day or a week or a month. Sometimes patience means waiting a few years and enjoying yourself in the meantime. And then we have the appreciation, again, gratitude as well with the Devil here. And you notice we have the angel and the devil coming up again here. Okay? Coming together in joy with the angel of 14, the devil of the 15, and the tower of the 16, with the 9 of the separation and broken heart. So again, separating or at a distance and upset because they want to be together. They can go both ways. Needing to be patient about your liberties taken away from you, and allowing your epiphanies to come, and then showing gratitude for both the parts of yourself that you love and the parts that maybe you don't love so much, the shadow, whether it's within yourself or others, but appreciating it all, showing gratitude for everything. Okay? And that just giving that positive energy back to the world. The underlying energy here was the woman holding a coin. Again, that can be the Empress energy. The 42 of the 2 of Cups is reversed in this read. So this could be someone breaking away from their mom's strings. They could be someone breaking away from their wife, their grandmother, whoever's been that ball and chain in their life. Okay? And there may be an innocent energy behind here too, which is the 2nd chakra, the creative and sexual chakra of the 36 of Atlas, the weight of the world upon their shoulders, because this was also coming up in one of the reads that, it's hard for a couple to have a comfortable relationship with a mother in the house or the pets in the room all the time, right? Because they're not free to be themselves with the other person. All right, that was coming up. So let's see what Scooby says today. My lips are really getting on my nerves because my lip stuff, one of the things I use, it gathers up in the corners of your mouth, and it doesn't usually bother me like this, but today I'm supposed to say it because I guess somebody's lips are bothering them. I don't know. Maybe you have chapped lips, so your lips are really bothering you. All right, let's see what Scooby has to say here. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. All right. So we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is that, juggler the juggler, the performer, right? The swinger. But he's like kind of out of control, right? He's panting, his tongue's hanging out. You know, someone might say to them, a kid like that, you know, watch out. If you keep your tongue hanging out like that, someone might cut it off. And then we have the Queen of Swords reversed, and she came up reversed in the read. So again, juggling and the Queen of Swords reversed, not happy about it. And here is the Four of Cups reversed. So this is no longer bored, right? When you're feeling disoriented or discombobulated, and this is boredom because you're bored, which is about grounding and integrating. But then when you feel weird about it, it's because you're done grounding and integrating. So then you just expand. So you either reject the offer you've been getting, or you accept it and expand on that. So then you're no longer bored. So when you're bored of hanging around waiting, comes a time to stop grounding and integrating and move forward. And then we have the Five of Swords. Again, this is the post-war, where we're dealing with PTSD and looting, okay? And then the Three of Swords. But somebody's happy that they're separating here because they're going to see the Queen of Cups. How beautiful that is. The wounded warrior is very pleased with themselves. They let go of the baggage, all the people who were in fear around them. There's the masculine, just let go of this. It could be the Queen of Cups too. The wounded warrior could be the third person in the situation as well. So the bottom of the deck is the rules. We don't play by the rules here. The Five of Wands reversed is that no more fighting, no more competing or fighting a losing battle. Not playing by the rules. And then the first card out was the juggler. And the Queen of Swords reversed, unhappy about that. Right? Because he's not playing by the rules. All right, so let's see what the Journey of Love says. The Journey of Love, doesn't it say all is fair in love and war? I wrote that to my twin right in the very beginning. Okay, so here's the Journey of Love. Journey of Love. All right, what is our takeaway from the Journey of Love? There's the Christ flame, right? The burden, the weight of the world. The 31 is that Five of Wands, that conflict. Playing games, not love. Needing to show somebody else up, needing to show somebody else that you're better than them, right? Fighting because they looked at you the wrong way. This is the energy of, why are you doing that? You know you just want love. You can stay mad at them, but you know you just want to love them. '39 comes up, which is the Knight of Cups upright. Let the feminine lead the way again, because the masculine is healing. He's feeling the weight of the world. As the woman of light, right, gets her wish, bringing in all the light, right, and grounding it into them both. Remember my safety pin demonstration where the sun comes into the feminine, goes around the bottom of the safety pin, the first circle, and then the second circle becomes the masculine. The back of the pin then is the masculine, and it sucks the pin closed, and then when he uses up the energy, the pin then opens again for the feminine to go back out and collect more sun. So those are the energies coming up. And then self-initiation for the divine feminine here, number 12 of the Hanged Man. So when the masculine's unable to function, that the divine feminine can also act in his place when he can't fulfill his role at the moment, right? Which can happen in any relationship. Can you step up for the other person when they can't do it for themselves? And this is also the cover. This is actually the back of the cards, right? And that never comes up. I have to read that one for you. The bottom of the deck is, oh look, the shifting universe is next, and that the shift and pivot was coming up, and all the music and symbols coming up here. And then this one wants to come up with its simplicity. Keep it simple with the Emperor, right? The Emperor likes things simple because a lot of people wanting things from him. And that's like the little piggy and the blade of grass. And then there's the acceptance of the truth and the fairy tale in the woods and the enchanted forest. The bottom of the deck here is the becoming, and that came up in the code line as well. One of the definitions was becoming, to be and becoming. 34 is the energetic exchange between the twins, the arrows of love, the expression of feelings back and forth. Beneath that is the distant shores, as I was talking to you about distant shores today with Estonia. And here's the 4 moons, the ripple effect of the telescope, which also came up in the read, right? Like a telescope goes out. And the stacking cups. The green and this purple is what I always see first when I go into my third eye. The emerald and the indigo energies here of the moon and the distant shores that aren't quite clear, right? They're illuminated, but they're shadowy still with the 18 and the moon. In the waters of distant shores, and then this is very 2D, right? It's very beautiful, but it's also 2D, which is, this is very, there's a lot of energy in this picture. I mean, it's high vibrational color-wise and light-wise, but there's still some turbulence here. You know, it's not quite smooth. And then we bring in this 2D energy, like a painting or a piece of artwork to look at, in order to kind of settle this energy down, to anchor it or ground it. So that was the underlying energy of becoming, distant shores becoming. And here's the Christ flame, you know, remembering. Let the feminine lead the way. The Mary Magdalene coming into the cross with him as he passes, as we come up to Easter. The woman of light allowing herself to take on the burden for him. Self-initiation of the 12 of the hanged man, of them both being on the cross together, that this is a 2-person journey. The shifting universe of the symbols and the music, and the shift and the pivots of the 7 of the chariot, the vehicle of ascension, which is the divine feminine, and the 4 of the emperor, keeping it simple, black and white, when they can't function. 55 being the truth, finally coming into the place of acceptance, right? After a loss, getting the place in the enchanted forest to acceptance with a witness there to see it as well. All right, so let's see what we're going to read here. I definitely wanted to read the cover card because that doesn't come up very often. So we're going to read the Christ flame, 31. And that says, within you burns the flame of Christ. Beyond religion, this flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine, opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Though the awakening of the Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion, it too can bring sadness, righteous anger, and passionate need to contribute positive healing action and change in the world. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering their inner world with meditation and yoga, raising your own vibration with absolute intent that this bring healing to the world around you. You may be an extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dramatic action in support of the causes that are worthy and moving to your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. You may be a combination of these soul types and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support, what television you do or don't watch, and what you read, voting for the life you want to have around you in the world through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings guidance that you are connecting with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart. Bearing the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime, you are part of the wave of awakening happening on the earth now. You're exactly where you're meant to be and doing exactly what you are meant to be doing, so keep going. Love is more than words can define. It's a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It's a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It is a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something we can only imagine when hearts combine and love becomes more. All right, so self-initiation I wanted to read you as well. This is not a long one. You are being touched by a wave of your own light and motion. Can you feel the blessings of love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging wave of love? This is your own pure divine nature. You can choose to empower another as the carrier of your own divinity, of course, and sometimes if you're not quite ready to recognize your own divine essence, this needs to be. Yet at any moment you can choose to recognize that it is you who are initiating yourself into love, that you are the being of light, the divine, that is drawing you forward into yourself. At any moment you can choose to recognize yourself. Will this be such a moment? This oracle holds a message for you. There are many teachers on this path, some humble, some wise, some great companions on your life journey, and some who will enter in and out of your life quickly, perhaps imparting a helpful word, or teaching you a more challenging lesson about trusting and relying upon your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. You can trust in your own experiences and know that it is the divine spark within you, the life within you, that is the one true teacher who carries you home in awakened reunion with the divine. And it simply states, how easy to love. The words flow when it's right. I dare not tell you. Because you may not listen, right? All right, so that's a very profound message that you are everything that you need. Don't forget, there's nothing that you're doing wrong. There's nothing that you have to do except be you. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. Be so good to yourself. Make sure to rise and be love. I will see you guys soon. Have a great night. Bye.